8 weeks with Gecko already. And you remember last video I told you about my fears about having this port implanted. And honestly, I think when you have a certain fear that is a sort of reasonable, that's completely normal. Being a Christian is not that you are a superman or a superwoman that will never experience fear. I knew my veins, I knew they were not good, so I knew that things could go wrong during this operation. But thank God they didn't go wrong. But I had to wait until I knew that, because actually after the operation I started to have a pain that was kind of weird. And my arm was paralyzed and I was not very happy with it. And I was wondering whatever happened there. So it took me some time until I realized days later that the pain was going, was less and less, and that things were going well. But you know what? Somebody said that a pessimist is an optimist with experience. And this is what I told you in my last video. I knew about my veins and I was kind of anticipating that things could go wrong. But, well, they didn't. The day before the operation, I called the clinic and I needed to know what time I had to go there. The lady told me, come please at 8. And she told me, but you are not supposed to eat or drink anything after 10 p.m. Tonight. I didn't like that. I said, oh dear, I can't. And I tried to, explain to her that I really needed to be hydrated for this operation. But she didn't really understand. So after that, I started praying. I said, God, what do we do? I was already starting to think, I'm going to cheat here. I'm going to drink anyway. But the lady called again and she said, well, actually we had a change in the program. Could you please come at 7? And yes, you can drink until 6 before. And I was so happy. So the night before, from 10 to 6, I drank 2 liters of water. At 5:30, I was already biking, doing some stationary bike. And then took a shower, cold and hot water. So my veins were in pretty good shape. And actually the doctor was very happy and she thanked me for that. Because, well, even if during the operation I still was afraid, because you still feel pain and you're like, oh, what's going to happen? She did a great job. The only problem was that I really needed to go to the toilet, and I really suffered for that with 2 liters inside. Actually, I had gone to the toilet before, but anyway. And yeah, the thing is, I was, after the operation, the nurses had told me, yeah, with the painkillers, you shouldn't have any pain. But I did have pain, and I was like, oh, whatever happened here? Did things go wrong? Because I did feel something weird during the operation. And I was like, yeah, but so many people were praying for me. And what happens if things go wrong and I cannot move my arm anymore? Or if a nerve was, I don't know, touched, injured, whatever. But then the question is, what is faith? Is faith asking God to make or to do things go your way? I don't think so. I honestly knew that things could go wrong, and that's why I think we as Christians are perfectly allowed, even if we have a very strong faith, we're perfectly allowed to be afraid sometimes, because we are reasonably afraid. But here I said, Lord, there are many people praying for me, and I know if things go right, we will all celebrate. And if things go wrong, I'm going to be very sure that you'll be with me, that you'll give me the strength to go on, even if things go wrong. That's faith for me. And in that sense, I'd like to bring back this text that I already shared with you that comes in Romans 8, verse 28, that says, "And we know that to them that love God, all things work together for good." All things, good or bad. God knows how to transform bad things in your life. And He knows how to give you the strength you need to move on. And yeah, so now I can say hi and welcome to Rosemary. Rosemary is the sport. Actually, we put this name, my mom gave her this name, and said, "Mom, I want to give her a name so that I can accept it a bit more." And she said, "Okay, Rosemary." Yes, so that's it. Now I'm welcoming Rosemary. She's pretty happy there. She's not causing pain now. And I'm sure she's going to help me with this chemotherapy as it moves on in the coming sessions. And yeah, I can celebrate now, and I can say goodbye until the next video. Hope everything goes fine. Cheers.